I know you are really disappointed.
Side to Papsar, who swings across in, near post. Oh, it's gone in, has it?
I told you, don't underestimate Manchester United. And here you have it, because Benjamin Sesko has reached an agreement with Manchester United.
Okay, I don't say this lightly, but this Man United attack is terrifying.
Clean through. He's clean through, Cunha!
There's a slip from Urbig. Shoot, he says. Oh my goodness!
We're talking about goals, relentless, ruthless goals coming from every direction. After last season's disaster, this rebuild has produced a front line capable of striking from anywhere. But just how dangerous is this attack? Let's break it down. Last season is one Manchester United fans would gladly erase from memory. It wasn't just disappointing, it was a failure in nearly every department. Yet, if we're being fair, the defense wasn't the main culprit. Defensively, United were serviceable, not elite, but organized enough with players like Yoro, Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Mazraoui, and Dalot, keeping some structure at the back. The real problem was up front. Time after time, United found themselves desperate for a finisher in key moments, and no one delivered. The clearest example came in the Europa League final against Tottenham. United stayed disciplined at the back, but Spurs stole a single goal. That was the moment a great team would respond, when your forwards step up and turn the game. But United had no such spark. That night felt like the final confirmation for Amorim. The defense wasn't the weakness, the attack was. United could hold their shape, but they couldn't land the knockout blow. And that truth became the foundation for everything they built going into this season.
I think the group is really good. I said that last year. I think we can give so much more with the same players, and then all the work that we did before buying Mateus and Brian and even Diego, all that work behind the scenes to know the players, to talk with people that...
Which brings us to where Amorim began his rebuild, the left wing. His first priority was that flank, a position that had been equal parts thrilling and frustrating. Last season, it belonged to Alejandro Garnacho. The young Argentine is electric. On the ball, quick, fearless, always ready to take on his man, but he's still raw. His decision-making in the final third was inconsistent, and when the pressure mounted, his composure in front of goal often deserted him. After the Europa League final, the relationship between Garnacho and Amorim took a knock. The coach wanted reliability, not just flashes of brilliance. So he went out and signed one of the Premier League's most complete wingers, Matheus Cunha. Cunha is far more than a flair player. He can score, create, and works relentlessly off the ball. He'll track back to help his fullback, then seconds later lead a counterattack at full speed. Last season, he scored 15 goals in a system where he shouldered much of the attacking burden. His close control is superb, he thrives in tight spaces, and he stays composed when the goal is in sight. But it's not just the finishing Cunha links. Play with midfield, wins duels in wide areas, and presses with intelligence. In short, he's the consistent outlet United were missing. Behind him, there's now depth. A fit Mason Mount can rotate into that role, and if not for his off-field problems, Jadon Sancho could have been ideal after rediscovering his dribbling form at Chelsea last season. But Amorim didn't stop at the left. The right wing needed an even bigger shakeup. Last season, that flank was a revolving door between Antony and Ahmad. Antony struggled to replicate the sharp, dangerous form from his Ajax days, while Ahmad was one of the few bright spots, 8 goals, 6 assists, and flashes of real potential. Still, relying on a youngster to deliver 20 goals a season was unrealistic. Amorim needed a proven, consistent threat. Enter Brian Mbeumo, 4th highest scorer in the Premier League last season, 2nd best XG overperformer across Europe's top 5 leagues, and Brentford's main attacking weapon. A left-footed inverted winger who loves cutting inside from the right, Mbeumo is anything but predictable. He can take it down the line, hit the byline, and deliver with either foot, forcing defenders to second-guess every move. That variety makes him a nightmare to contain exactly what United's right side was missing. His pace is another lethal weapon. United's counterattack lost its most dangerous outlet when Marcus Rashford went down in January, and Mbeumo instantly fills that void. Last season, only a handful of players in the league scored more goals from fast breaks. The moment United win possession, his instinct is to dart in behind, giving the team the direct, aggressive outlet they've been missing. But Mbeumo isn't just about goals and raw speed. He works hard. At Brentford, he regularly tracked back to cover his fullback, dropped into defensive midfield when needed, and never shied away from a tackle. That's a huge bonus in Amorim's system, where wide players must be as committed off the ball as they are going forward. The numbers speak for themselves. 20 goals last season, top 4 in big chances created, and among the most durable players in the league. He brings pace, creativity, pressing, and most importantly, the end product. Paired with Ahmad's energy and defensive work rate, United now have a right flank that can attack, defend, and adapt to any game state, something they simply didn't have before. With the wings rebuilt, Amorim's next mission was to fix the most important position in the attack, the striker. Last season, Rasmus Højlund carried the role, but the issues were clear. United weren't creating enough chances, and when they did, he struggled to be clinical. Key moments slipped away. His hold-up play was inconsistent, and against deep defenses, he often ended up with his back to goal, running into dead ends. For a side aiming to challenge at the very top, that wasn't enough. This summer, Amorim went for a different profile, a striker who could finish, link play, stretch defenses, and offer a new dimension. That player is Benjamin Šeško. At 6'5", he's a towering presence, but his game is far more than just height. He's quick, clocking one of the highest top speeds among Bundesliga strikers last season, and thrives on making runs in behind. That vertical threat means if United win the ball and release it early, Šeško can burst past defenders before they can react. At Leipzig, he proved he can play as a traditional number 9 or as a second striker, in systems similar to Amorim's, setup combining with a playmaker drifting inside while wide players hold the width. Exactly what United now have with Kuna and Mbeumo.